Welcome to our podcast Beyond Degrees, where we talk beyond the degrees.
Before we start this conversation, sir, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Abhinaw Jagtap. Currently, at least for today, I'm faculty for AI and data scientists, AI and data science here at CSVTU Bhilai, University Teaching Department. Before this, I was working as a data scientist in Axis Bank. I have my master's from IIT Jammu in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and from maybe this Monday, I'll be leading a company as AI engineer. So that's brief about me.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So, did you always know that you wanted to be teaching students, or
No, no. There was a book that came named as The Accidental Prime Minister. So I guess it's the same thing for me. I'm an accidental professor. I never wanted to be a professor. I mean, I was a data scientist, of course, and somehow because of certain reason, family reason, I came back. I was about to set up a startup in Raipur, and suddenly I got to see a notification saying that there is a vacancy for AI and data sciences. So I said that this is something related to my domain. I just came here, gave an interview, and fortunately got selected. Accidental professor.
That's good, sir. What inspired you to the path you have walked till now, the academics and the professional life? What has inspired you to choose this path?
Um, in my opinion, inspiration is mostly because of liking. For example, I like artificial intelligence. I wake up with news related to artificial intelligence. I sleep with news related to artificial intelligence. I eat not artificial intelligence, of course. I eat normal snacks. But um, the moment I open my Insta Reels or YouTube Shorts, the feeds that I have is all related to artificial intelligence. If you have liking for any particular subject to this depth, that your feeds also start coming on the same subject, then you know that this is something that I want to be. This is something that I want to be doing for rest of my life, and this is how my liking for this particular subject, artificial intelligence, for that matter, data science, started.
so, sir, if not for AI or being a CS major, is there something else that you would have gone for as a career path?
Indian Armed Forces, like I've studied in Sainik School Riva from class 6 to class 12. So my always like this was never my first motivation as kid till class 12 or maybe after engineering also, because my degree is just because I wanted to join Indian Armed Forces, and engineers have more opportunity in joining Indian Armed Forces like technical entry scheme and other stuff. I gave all the sorts. I qualified UPSC, Combined Defense Services written and everything, but could not able to make it. Sometimes luck hearts bad. So after that, I decided to be here. Also, I write books. I have written two books that was related to fictional books. One of them was Bread and Bitter. Another one is Ziffer 3 on Venus. Ziffer 3 on Venus is still backed by a Singapore author name. So if you want to, even if you go to their website, you want to read that book, it still is $150 something. So these are two things that I might have been doing if not AI.
That's great, sir. Like you have quite a varied portfolio. I'm allowed to use that word. You have been trying to get in the Indian Army. Then you have gone to the Axis Bank as a data analyst.
Data
So
scientist.
yeah, data scientist. So if you have to give some takeaways, what would be the biggest takeaway you're going to give from your life, your journey till now?
Biggest takeaway is that I generally tell to my students, even in the classes, is that uh, we generally learn from our Bollywood movies a lot. I beg to stay away from those Bollywood dialogues. I never believed in a dialogue saying कि the dialogue is कि अगर किसी चीज को पूरी शिद्दत से चाहो तो पूरी सारी कायनात तुम्हें उससे मिलाने में लग जाती है. It never happens. In real life, it doesn't happen. a better dialogue for this, or the better version that we should believe, and that is something that I learned from this. I mean, I know that I've still a lot of life left, but whatever is I've learned in this few phases of my life is that कर्म करते जाओ, फल की चिंता मत करो. अगर किसी चीज को बहुत ज्यादा शिद्दत से चाहोगे तो यू माइट गेट इट, यू माइट नॉट गेट इट, बट अगर सिर्फ कर्म करते जाओगे और इफ यू स्टार्ट लविंग द पाथ, फल तो मिलेगा ही. हो सकता है उससे ज्यादा अच्छा फल मिल जाए. हो सकता है कि शाहरुख खान को दीपिका पादुकोण से भी कोई और अच्छी लड़की मिल जाती है, बट भगवान हैज ऑल द प्लान्स.
So, has there been any defining moment in your teaching career? And if you can share it with us.
Defining moment, very 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 difficult answer. I mean, for me, each day is defining. The moment I go to class, the moment I see happy faces, and I see faces which in which I can see that the concept that I'm teaching, they are able to understand it. Few of them are ahead of me. They all every moment is defining. I mean, but if you want to quote me one or two, maybe yesterday a student came, sat in front of me, said कि sir मत जाओ, and he started crying. Um, for me that is defining moment. I'm not a very emotional person being from army school, but the moment I saw him, I said that "Hmm, I'm done. Like this is all I wanted to have in institute. Like this is what, if you are making an impact, so much impact that you are making a boy cry. I'm not saying that boy can't cry or men should not cry and all. Men do cry, but this impact, anyone will melt down for this impact. Anyone will actually beg for this impact. Yeah, this is something that I have been fond of. Like there's something there is no comparison of money then.
Yes, sir.
If you see someone crying for you not to go, so I guess that's some magic.
No, sir, you really are very well liked in
Yes,
this
that's
college.
a respect that's quite hard to earn. Even the people who are working like years and years in this field,
Uh-huh.
sometimes we are not very much emotionally connected to them.
I strongly believe that it's not about me being good or me being bad. I don't know, but I have been like I have seen many things, but everything is kind of tukka at certain places. Sometimes things aligns, like for example I have good communication skills, I can connect with a student. I had an industry experience so that I know a bit more than what academicians would tell. So that's a connect that I could develop, and again that's a tukka. Ultimately it's all a tukka. Like I don't think that even iota of my work is there. It's all a tukka. Everything is a tukka. It's all grace of God.
Sir, like you have been teaching for like couple of more than a couple of years. You have came across a plethora of students. Some of them are brilliant. Not I would say that brilliant is a nice word to describe a student, but some of them knows couple of things more than their peers. And there are some who are quite new into this subject, like computer science engineering. For many of like I am also saying like many of my peers are currently struggling in this field. How do you engage with students who are struggle in computer science engineering or in this particular field, computer science?
As I already told that whenever I go to my class, my one of the prior point of teaching class is I want to teach those students who are sitting at hinterlands of my class. Like we say na ki, we want to provide the government subsidies to the poorest of the poor. That's what I believe in. I want to teach the dumbest of the dumb student. If I'm able to make them learn what I'm teaching today, that's what my progress or success is for that particular day. If not, I'm not able to make a particular student sitting in my class understand a concept that I'm teaching, I'm failing as a teacher. So I make sure that even if someone who's very brilliant, I know that there would be 5% of the students who are very brilliant in the class. Even if I don't teach them, I'll just give them the syllabus. They will somehow do go to YouTube videos. They will somehow watch videos and they'll get the knowledge any which ways. But my main motive will has always been and will always be to teach those students जो कि वैसे भी नहीं पढ़ पाते हैं, who are sitting in the last corners of the classes. So that's what, like, I go in the more majority quantity, not in like कि मैं ऐसा कुछ पढ़ा दूँ जिससे वो जो 5% है वो are already good in knowledge and उनकी knowledge बढ़ा दूँ. वो they will ultimately come to me when I'm free. They'll take my time and they'll come to me and they'll enhance their knowledge. I know them. They'll do it. But the person who is sitting in the last, he'll not do it, or she'll not do it. So that they are my target audience.
So, sir, just to extend that thought, what are some of the teaching methods that have worked for you till now?
First is by being हो ना breathe. So you have to create a friendly environment. First of all, let them relax, but there should be a fear in their mind that whatever sir is teaching, he can ask me cross questions. He can ask me the thing that he's explaining. He can ask me the next moment. So as I've already done, you guys might have saw it. I generally do a random number generation.
Yes.
So I'm not biased.
Yeah.
I don't take any person's name who is sleeping. I don't care. I'll generate a random number in the classes, and then I'll say after generating random numbers, I'll say that okay, this particular student come forward and do this thing. So they all have this palpable fear in their mind that okay, I can be the next person, and because of that they will learn. Ultimate aim is learning, and I know that no matter even APJ Abdul Kalam would have been in your class and he would have been teaching you rocket sciences, nobody will pay attention till the time there's small amount of palpable tension that okay, I can be asked question, because subjects are never easy. They are never very storylined as movies. They are always very boring kind of. We can say I can make it interesting a bit. That's my hard work that I can do. But still, there will be 10% of the students in the class who will be thinking about their mess. They'll be thinking about they have not cleaned their rooms. Boys doesn't think about it, but yeah, they might not. So
I can vouch for that.
that's why my preference would be a palpable tension, at least a small bit, so that they'll learn it and it's ultimately their benefits. I don't want them to go back in the CT time or end sem examination time and then do the rote learning in the last moment.
No, sir, as a student, that definitely works because it increases the focus you have in class. Since
There's a constant fear that okay, the man who's teaching us can ask us question. If you are not ready, there could be a like humiliation in front of peers.
Okay.
I guess that's the worst feeling a person can have in this competitive world, that humiliation amongst the peers.
Of course.
yes,
Of course. There's nothing else that can like my thing is I cannot charge you money for that, but I can give you two punishment. One is humiliation and the second one is attendance. So attendance is also a big fear. So I generally tell in my classes that if you are not able to answer, I'm not, because attendance is not because you are coming and showing your faces. Attendance is because you are able to grasp that knowledge. Then only you are entitled for the attendance. So yeah, I try to be friendly, but at the same time, a palpable tension is very necessary in the classes because, of course, it should get inside your head, breaking all the boundaries of the utopia you are in.
So, sir, like you have also in those benches where the student sits now,
Mhm.
and you are also tutored by many mentors,
Mhm.
great mentors.
Mhm.
So, are there any lessons which you have learned from your mentors which are still stick with you now, till your life? Or certain moments where you thought, okay, the person who is sitting there or is teaching us had said something that, okay, this is going to have a great impact in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to, like, whatever is my teaching style, like, it cannot be, it can't be possible that I have developed all the methods by myself. I have learned different things from different people. Um, but there are few people that I want to mention. I'll not mention the names, but this asking question thing is something that I learned from few faculties, few teachers, few of my teachers, and I realized that okay, if there is a palpable tension in the class, then I'm paying attention. Otherwise, even I'm being above average student, I'm also not paying attention otherwise in the classes. Even if the faculty of IIT is teaching is X NTU, so global NTU is global peers ranking 15 right now. His ex NTU is very brilliant, he has done very good research and everything. But in the moment you're in class and he's teaching some boring deep learning concept, nothing works. The only thing that will work is health. So that I've learned from few faculties, and that so this is still less that I do. What they used to do is they have different hands. Like they have, since they are in big positions, they have a helper with them. So what they used to do, they used to tell their helpers to roam around. The helper used to be he used to roam around and he used to see someone is actually doing stuff, someone's actually paying attention or not. Secondly, he used to make his helper stand in the gates of the classes. So his helper used to first of all check whether they have done their works, previous works or not, and then only he used to make us in. So everybody has that fear that because a faculty does not have this much of time that I can check each one individually, but the
Of course.
helper's work is this only. So he will do. So this is how you make checks and balances, and ultimately it's good strategy. Like at least for me it worked, and I believe that anyone who is average or above average, even below average, it will work. So yeah, that's something that worked.
So, sir, if you could go back in time and give your younger self any advice, what would it be?
Hmm. I should have told my younger self that go with the flow, believe in yourself, and go with the flow. Because as I've already told you, I've spent my previous or precious 1 to 2 years just for joining Indian Armed Forces. I was so crazy about it. Army is my first love. I want to join Indian Armed Forces. I want to have stars in my shoulder. It's good feeling although if I would have get selected. But being crazy about one thing that "Oh, I just want to become IAS. I just want to do this. Otherwise, I'll not do anything. I'll spend my 5 years just doing UPSC ka coaching, or I'll spend this much amount of time just by doing one or two things. Maybe someone after spending 5 years gets it, but we must look at the probability of people getting things. We must first of all take a calculated risk in our life because previous five those 5 years that you are spending is so precious. So again, I'm saying that uh, the dialogue that I told you, he do not fall for traps. It doesn't always works like this. The world does not works like Bollywood movies that you'll always get what you want. There might be chances that you can get, but it doesn't always work. But at least for me, it's always there that those things that I don't want to get, like I might have wanted to get, but it's a far dream. Like I don't care if when I get it, that's good. When I don't get it, that's good. I'm just doing my work. बस कर्म करते जा रहा हूँ. So the fun will already like it will be on way. I never wanted to be an IIT. Like since I wanted to go into an armed forces, army में फर्क नहीं पड़ता whether you're IIT or not.
Of course.
So I never wanted to be an IIT. Like मुझे पता था IIT are they have their different clans, but ऐसा अंदर से नहीं आता था कि IIT नहीं बनना है. But मिल गई IIT. I never wanted to come into a government place and do everybody's crazy about government jobs, government करना नहीं करना. Right now I'm in a government college doing government. So ultimately there are things that society might want to be at your places, like they want IIT ka tech, they want government jobs and all. But the moment you say that I'll do the karma and let people decide whether I'm capable of doing it or not, God will take care of everything. So again, even if I go back, I'll still do the same thing. I'll keep on doing what I like doing. I'll just keep on doing the work. And I should have not bothered about the result that I head after, and many of you will do this mistake. The moment you're out of this cocoon of B.Tech degree, after that you will say, I want to be a yes, I want to do this, I want to do this, otherwise I will not do anything, this is my dream and that. Don't do that. Do the work. If you get this, very good. If you not get this, you will not be left behind. I know मेरे classmates who are in Sainik school, they have already most of them got into armed forces. Doesn't matter. Like even if today I talk with them, they are saying कि भाई तेरी life बहुत अच्छी है, घर पे रह रहा है and मम्मी के हाथ के खाना मिल रहा है वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. And I generally say कि भाई क्या बात कर रहा है, you have 2 stars, हम लोग को भाई 2 stars मैटर नहीं करती, यहाँ पे हालत खराब हो जाती है. So ultimately, grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Right.
They feel the same. I feel the same. But after 2015 to 2010, 15, 20 years, it will not matter. Just keep on doing your work. You will be at some good places. IITs and IITs, you are doing, not doing, government job you are doing or not doing, you will be in a good place if you are true to yourself. That's it.
Well, to ease out a bit, tension in the room. Is there any funny moment from your teaching years that you would like to share with our audience?
Funny moments.
Yeah. Like every day or something which is a bit humorous or tends to be humorous.
I don't know whether I should share it or not.
I think our audience is quite understanding.
If the audience is understanding, I can share it.
Yeah.
There was one moment. I mean, I don't know whether it's funny or not, but I laughed. I was passing by. There was a bulk of students who were passing by me, and I know that there are certain students who like kind of admires my teaching as a human animal. And they just passed by and they said good evening. So I said good evening. And then the moment they went maybe 5 meters away from me, I can hear them. And they were discussing that Hogi teri evening good. So I was like, "Ye kya ho raha hai in log ke sath?" So this sort of funny moments, this also gives you proud that okay, people are feeling good about you. Maybe you're teaching, maybe I don't know, but they're feeling good about you. So still, like I still remember that anything cannot be forced. Like the respect cannot be forced. Like someone will come into your class while you're not screwed up. The moment a teacher comes into your class, you have to stand up and do and this. I don't believe in this bullshit. I don't believe that respect is forceful. Respect is always mutual. The moment they'll feel like doing, they'll always do this. So this is one of the funny moments. I don't know how people will take it, but that's also one funny moment. I'm not turned back. I don't remember their face. I don't know anything. I just remember that they said this.
So, sir, since you were just talking about how you were preparing for such a prestigious exam and then you failed it. So, is there any other failure, or you can just talk about that? How did you overcome that failure? Because a lot of students often struggle with failures in their life. Like there's something, like you said, there's something they want to do and they fail to do it. So, how would you suggest that they overcome that?
Life is always full of failures. The failure is your best companion in life. It teaches you a lot. At every moment of life, you'll fail on one thing or another. Everybody fails. Everybody at any stage will fail. Like I should not name anyone, but everybody fails. Like top of the top, Donald Trump lost election.
Yeah.
Joe Biden became the president, but he again won. So failure are the part and parcel of our life, and I do not take failures as failures because I know that it will. If I'll show you my laptop right now, and I'll search on my Google Mail, I'll write the keyword unfortunately. You'll see at least 100 messages. Unfortunately, we want to inform that we will not be able to give you this position. Unfortunately. So maybe more than 100, 200. So Doesn't matter. I just applied. Like not only right now, maybe that time when I become data scientist. I applied lots of positions, and after that also, right now also I keep on applying for some good foreign positions. Maybe I've got 10 rejections from Stanford. Stanford is very prestigious. So,
Of course.
yeah. So doesn't matter. I mean, keep on applying. There would be a day if
God wills. But I'll
अगर मेरा कर्म अच्छा रहा तो मुझे शायद फल की चिंता नहीं करनी पड़ेगी. Maybe I might, I don't know.
secretly
Maybe not anything.
person would be at most जितनी जल्दी accustomed होता है to the failures or the unfortunate word, I think it's better it is.
Yeah, doesn't matter. In the end, it will not even matter. Right now, Trump is the biggest, the most powerful person in this earth. उसका फेलियर में क्या हुआ, उसने फिर व्हाइट हाउस में जाके क्या कर दिया था, कितने he was in the jail for some times, maybe like he was alleged for some cases,
The felony cases and
आज फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा. आज इस सेम कि कनाडा तुम्हारे ऊपर तो 20% का टैरिफ लगा दूंगा, तुम्हारे ऊपर तो ये कर दूंगा. गल्फ ऑफ मैक्सिको गल्फ ऑफ अमेरिका बना दिया उसने. जिसको जो करना है करो. डजंट मैटर. द मोमेंट यू गेट सक्सेस, वो सब अनफॉर्चुनेट वाले मैसेज मैटर नहीं करते.
so sir, turning back again to your domain, what would some tools or hacks or software that you would recommend to your students regarding like either studying or for other aspects also?
Okay. There is one tool that I don't know why many of us don't use, that is Notebook LM by Google. I always use it. Whatever course that we have, whatever papers that we want to study, or anything that I want to study, just paste it in Notebook LM. And what we are doing, it will do the same thing. It generates a podcast out of those text. And it's always better to hear a podcast than learning a complete book, because podcast is conversational, we can understand things easily, and Notebook LM is way good at doing it. There was one there was one person who just uploaded the podcast related to how Notebook LM itself is artificial intelligence, and they were doing this podcast, and the guy says that, do you know, we are AIs, and the girl is in shock. Girl says, really? Are we AI? The boy says, yeah, we were never aware of this fact that we were AI. And we keep on talking. Nobody told us that we are AI.
Like that broke the matrix.
Yeah, so they were discussing this thing that they are not AI. And they created this complete podcast in AI. So that's very good tool. And every student should use it. I do it very frequently. Whenever whatever paper that I use, like I have for reading, research papers and all, I upload this to Notebook LM, and my way back to my home, I just play it in my car and I keep listening it, and I reach my home by listening that particular podcast. It's very useful. It's free. Best thing is free. Completely free. You can create podcast using Notebook LM, and you can upload it also. They're free to upload. You know, just on the top of that podcast, you can just make videos over on the top of that podcast. You can just upload it in YouTube. You can earn some money also.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Yeah, that's
suggesting.
insightful.
Yes, sir. So going back, so you told us that you have written 2 books. So are there any recommendations, like book recommendations that you would
Which
give?
genre you would like to read, or you would like people to explore that genre?
I have written 2 books. I mean, first of all, I recommend my book. I don't know much. It has very bad
We will put the name on the video after this.
No worries. I mean,
Sure.
वैसे भी लोग नहीं खरीदेंगे. कुछ भी कर लो. But because I mean, it's very difficult. Writing book is very difficult. More than writing books, it's about publishing and advertising, marketing of a book is very difficult. Chetan Bhagat is someone who writes good, but he's not the best author. But he's got so many sources. Of course, because of few of his stories are good, but the major part is because he's IME graduate, he knows the marketing, he knows things, how
The PR management of him is quite good.
of course. So that's the major thing. Any which ways, my book was written not because of PR. There's two books that I've written. One is Bread and Bitter that I submitted in short story competition, Commonwealth short story competition. I've written it because in lockdown there was labor migration, lots of labor migration and stuff. So that was my base of the story. It's very insightful story. Very, very. Whenever even today I read that short story, it brings goosebumps to me. So it's a very good story. But people right now nowadays people are not that much, what should I say, they're not very interested in reading books. All they want is YouTube videos.
Short form
देख
content.
के हाँ वो 15 सेकंड में skip
Words don't move on the book. People are very much into it, moving
Yeah.
things.
So maybe it's a sort of story if someone is very interested in its name is Bread and Bitter. Very short, I mean I guess 20 pages or something. Very emotional story. Second is Zipper 3 on Venus. It's not freely available. It's part of Singapore based company. I have a tie up with Singapore based company. They pay me monthly for that particular book. So that's also related to mythological fiction. Shukracharya, related to Shukracharya and Venus, NASA, Venus, Shukracharya.
So, what was your book writing process like? I mean, can you share
Very
something?
good.
My handwriting is very bad.
Hmm.
So when I was in class 9th, my English teacher recommended me that I should start writing 4-line copy. That kid
Yes, yes.
generally write
To get your handwriting.
to get your handwriting good. So initially I just started copying from my English book, and I went to my teacher and said, "Sir, me नहीं हो पा रहा, not able to write it. बहुत boring now." My teacher told me that okay, no worries, please write down some stories. You'll enjoy it. And he was right. I enjoyed writing stories a lot. I used to write for maybe hours or more than hours sometimes. Writing नहीं सुप्रीश but कहानी लिखा गई बहुत अच्छी कुछ तो, and that build and habit of writing. So yeah, that was good experience.
One way or another, it helped. This relation did help.
Yeah.
So, sir, while you're in college, which subject did you like find most interesting?
Subject. When I was in college,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, I'll be very frank, I didn't like any subject for that matter. When I was in college at that time, AR and VR technology were booming. I really loved AR VR as a concept. Even right now also I'm in love with AR and VR technologies. We have also implemented AR in this university.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
है ना? So that's one thing that always intrigued me. And even if in future, if I could get something related to AR, yeah, I'm happy to do. But the problem is that in colleges we do not promote new technologies. I mean, maybe people will say bad for me, या इसको क्या पता वगैरह वगैरह. कितना डिफिकल्ट होता है नया सिलेबस लॉन्च करना, कितने लोगों से परमिशन लेनी पड़ती है वगैरह. बट अल्टीमेटली आई डोंट नो हाउ इट कैन बी डन, बट इट शुड बी डन. The moment a new technology comes, the moment DeepSeek comes in library with ChatGPT, why shouldn't we be teaching this in the classes? Why shouldn't be this part of syllabus? I mean, just because we have some operational dilemma, just because we have some permissions that we should have to take and things like that, and the syllabus that we generally create is for 4 years and we have to take permission of complete BOS and blah and blah 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 blah. Those people who are not at your places, maybe. Why? I mean, why should we be this much rigid whenever it comes to studies? I mean, I don't understand. In IITs, it doesn't happen. We told our head of department, he was teaching us, and there was some electives. We said, no, we want to learn Gen AI. Gen AI was that time very, very new subject. The HOD told me that I can teach. Straightforward, I'll teach it. How will you teach? There's no syllabus, nothing. No one asked any question. And he used to teach us Gen AI on the basis of papers. The daily new papers are coming. He's reading out the papers. He's telling us. such a wonderful thing to teach.
Yes.
You will be aware of the things that is in this world daily coming. You'll be far away with what Stanford is doing today. You'll be knowing that okay, Stanford is coming up with this paper today. You'll be at that level of Stanford. But people are so rigid, especially in universities in states and universities even in central. Maybe I know there are rigid structures. Things are not that much easy that I'm speaking. But in IITs, things are easy. And if there is a will, they
There's
can.
a way.
I know
There-
they can. So they should think.
So do you think this like you just told us that you told your professor that you want to study this particular subject,
Mm.
and he just right away he said okay, we'll do it. Do you think it's because IITs are so I don't know, powerful or so influential that they could do it since they have the resources? But in tier three colleges, maybe they don't have the resources. Or do you think there's something else that goes on?
I don't think this is because of resources. I mean, teaching from a paper does not require a resource. Papers that he used to teach us is already there in archives of Cornell University. It's freely available. Anybody can access those PDFs. First thing. Second thing, there was no GPU or any sort of resources. Even at IIT Jammu, when I was there was no heavy A100 or H100 GPUs. There were not in IIT Jammu also, at least at this moment. I don't know if they have installed this right now. But at least at my time, there was no H100, A100 GPUs that we can use. That's not here also. So that's not a big deal. We are not at that different. The only difference is of mindset. One thing that I can tell is that yeah, they have a bit of more liberty for that matter, but that liberty also comes from the wisdom. Like the moment he says that I'm professor of IIT, and the person who is even sitting in the apex, the Senate, they have a Senate in IIT, they have Senate. The Senate is also so I mean, they're collaborative. They say, you if you want to do this, yes, that's good. Because they are also from top-notch university. They are also from the university abroad. In state government university, the problem is that it's sometimes politically, at some places politically motivated, or maybe some what I should say, they are backed up by bureaucrats, a different mindset. Everyone has different orientation for that particular thing. So the bureaucrats want that anything should not go back off. Like at least a basic knowledge we should be able to feed them. IITs thinks differently. They said no, I don't want basic knowledge. They already know basic. They can know basic from YouTube and other places. I teach them what is trending, what is there. Might not be in all IITs, but it is in my IIT. That was there.
So, sir, since you did not have a favorite or a particular favorite subject, was there a subject that you absolutely hated?
Yeah.
So, which one?
Um,
To name few.
I have to remember. College time. I'll not name anything from college time. I didn't hated any subject. Okay.
Okay.
To rephrase it,
I
what
was-
were the least favorable subject for you?
I was bad at Sanskrit.
Okay.
People will say, okay, ये क्या प्रोफेसर है संस्कृत की बुराई कर रहा है. I was bad. मेरी गलती है. मैं नहीं सीख पाया. I was very down level when संस्कृत. इतनी अच्छी अंग्रेजी बड़बड़ा रहा है संस्कृत की इंग्लिश नहीं तो सर.
So, sir, like completely unrelated to academia, what are other things that you are quite fond of?
Like a
Like
hobby.
any hobby or some activities, recreational activities which you like to do while in your free time?
One of thing that I've already told you is writing novels. I love writing novels. Second thing is I love swimming and fruit. I mean, sometimes I'm not that great at fruits, but sometimes just recreational purposes. Other than this, I don't. There are a lot of things I know. I don't remember them at least at this moment.
So, do you have a favorite movie or a series?
I do have a favorite movie. I mean, it might be very odd for you guys because अभी तक तो IIT और ये सब की बातें चली थी and then I'll name some random movies. ये movies को पसंद है. So there are 2 to 3 movies that I love. First one being Bhool Bhulaiya. I mean, for me that was जब मैंने भूल भुलैया देखी तो I thought कि मैं psychiatrist बन ही जाऊंगा. It's such a good thing. Like
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
he's roaming around. He knows what other person thinks, and it was cinematically also very well designed. Manjulika is dancing there, her shadow falling. Cinematically, it was very like अभी भी लोग डर जाते हैं. There was no डरने वाला moment because everybody knows that there's no bhoot in that movie, but still that palpable fear that
someone is there always.
Second movie was Oh My God. That was again one of the very well thought, well written movie. Of course, Three Idiots is
Like that's the on the bucket list of every engineer. 3 Idiots.
but I make it in the third. Yeah, I don't know. Again, there's not role play and something generally people don't say it, but I don't know. Personal choice.
I also feel personally that Bhool Bhulaiya is quite a great
Yes, sir,
movie
same.
because
Yes, sir.
the way it depicted like mental illness, which not people very much talk about, and associating with that, okay, there's something haunting the place, rather than that some kind of thought has been stuck in the mind of the person.
Plus, also they have good fun elements that they have added in the like. Before that, there was no fun element that
In the
people
horror
used to
movie.
add in the horror.
No comedy horror genre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that movie kind of generated a new genre in the horror, in the Bollywood, the film industry, I think.
Of course. So yeah, that was one. Oh my God! So everybody knows.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on the sequels of Bhool Bhulaiya? I mean, Kartika.
Like I think that Bhool Bhulaiya itself is like it's on a tier, it's on top tier, one of the best movie I think.
When I'm saying Bhool Bhulaiya
Only
first
people,
part.
yeah.
That movie, there was one part in the movie that gave me goosebumps.
Mhm.
I mean, there was nothing that. I mean, I don't know whether people generally realize the intensity of that particular one shot of that movie, but think about it. There's a person. If you have just went into their dialogue delivery very clearly, you will realize that in the end, like almost in the last movie ending, there's a Pandit, Prachand Pandit who comes and everyone is respecting him कि sir वो आ गए वो तो भूत भगा ही देंगे.
हाँ.
And then he sees Akshay Kumar and Beckham. And he realizes that I've seen him somewhere. And then Akshay Kumar makes him remember that it's a Chicago conference and this and that. So then he says, "Oh Aditya." Then he said कि तुम्हारे सामने तो 10 Ravan है, तो why you need me? When I'm saying Ravan, he is having 10 heads.
Yeah.
So he was one of the best psychologists. He has done his studies from US. They've invited this particular Pandit to US for some conference. They met in the conference. They must have exchanged some well knowledge. And then the Pandit realized, "Bhai, ये तो बहुत खतरनाक इंसान है. He knows everything."
Yeah.
And he was there doing all the things. He was already done things. And then both of them goes back and then they make them understand this. So there's a concept of pseudo superhero wherein there is some power which is not exactly a power, but when
Something
it goes to some other place, it becomes a power. For example, like Jajantram Mantram, it's a remake of a Hollywood movie. So he was not a big man, he was not a great man, but the moment he went to a place where everyone is tiny, he automatically becomes powerful. So these are type of stories wherein normally you are. I also want to one more thing. Mehuna, Shah Rukh Khan, Mehuna.
Uh-huh.
In that also, he was army major. But the moment he went into the college, he's the stud. Because he's already trained by Indian Armed Forces.
Yeah.
You know how to shoot
A person in far away distances.
between the saris.
Yeah, between the sides. Through obstacles.
Yeah, through optics. So, like, this all things are the element that makes stories very good there. I'm saying this as a writer, right? So that's the rule player has hit that moment very hard. Chicago, the psychologist from US, is in your home doing everything, and you didn't realize you behaved like he's a madman. And then the moment Pandit says that "भाई, तुम्हारे घर पे तो खतरनाक इंसान है," you didn't realize it. That moment is goosebump moment.
Then suddenly everyone realized, okay, that man was we are treating like an absolute shit.
Yeah,
He's not a
He's
person
Jan.
like he's a Jan. Like he's very much well respected by others.
yeah.
Okay, sir. So lastly, we have a little game segment.
Mhm.
It's called this or that.
Mhm.
So I'll just explain to you. You basically you will be given 2 or 3 options,
Mhm.
and you have to just choose one of them.
Mhm.
It will be sort of a rapid fire format.
Mhm.
So I'll just be dictating the questions.
Mhm.
So for data visualization, which one would you prefer, Python or R?
Python.
Okay. Data analysis or machine learning?
Machine learning.
Time travel to the past or to the future?
To the future.
Do you prefer dark mode or light mode?
Dark mode.
Emac or Vim?
Being.
TensorFlow or PyTorch?
Both.
Okay. Android or iPhone?
Android.
Windows or Linux or Mac?
Tough question. Linux.
Okay.
So,
That's it.
okay, so that wraps up our episode today. I would like to thank Abhinav sir for giving your precious time to us. Thanks for teaching us, and we truly appreciate all the knowledge and insight you have given today till Tuesday.
Mhm.
So, to our listeners, thank you for tuning with us. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to share it with your friends. That's all for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and also appreciate when they have done very good. This is the first time that we are doing, and they've
Yeah.
done very good decorations and everything. I was not expecting this to be this good. And
Thank you, sir. Thank
all
you.
the best for
Thank you, sir.
upcoming episodes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Drop it.